Well, well.
Good morning. Are you at prayer?
At prayer? No, I'm shamming prayer. Actually, I'm trying to work out an next installment for the central heating for the winter. It's a concern I don't feel prepared to burden the Lord with. You like it?
Yeah. The spareness. I'm used to opulence. Icons, images. Bleeding hearts of Jesus, crowns of thorns. Incense in the nostril, brimstone in the mouth. This is, well, it's something else.
You should come here more often. There are few places offer such peace, even here in Lamerton.
I'll remember, if I ever need peace that badly.
Saw Margaret Carish yesterday. She seemed to me to be quite well.
Yes?
Well, I imagine you'll tell me when the mood takes you.
Hey, I was up at the Crichton house this morning.
Oh?
I understand Mrs. Crichton's a close friend.
Yes, she was my wife's best friend. Is she ill? I saw Elizabeth yesterday.
No,
She didn't seem to me...
Now, I speak to you as a friend, not as a minister. She needs some help.
And what's wrong?
Anxiety, depression. Well, she has problems.
She'd be the first to admit to neuroses. There's a long history of that. Most of it in jest, I'd
She
say.
thinks her marriage is breaking up.
Breaking up? Did she say why?
See her. Speak to her. She needs help.
Oh, I'm very grateful. Couldn't have been easy.
Just help her as a friend. I think you can.
Hey, you left your milk outside?
Adam, how nice to see you. You don't come nearly often enough. Go in and sit down. I'll get you a drink. Scotch, all right?
Elizabeth. 10:45 in the morning. Whiskey?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I reckoned without that deep streak of John Knox in you. Oh, well. Let me drink to an English education. Tea.
Elizabeth, please, sit down. I want to talk with you.
Oh, sounds ominous. All right. Well?
How are you, Elizabeth?
I'm very well. How are you, Adam?
David?
Oh, David's very well. He's always very well. He's building things, isn't he?
Please, Elizabeth, no more, eh?
Does it offend you, Adam? Don't you like to see a lady sloshed before midday? Do you like my latest? Do I get better, do you think? Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have had one too many. It's so silly.
What is it?
I can't even remember the last time. I think it was the party that you gave when Annie went to college. I did the rumba with Dr. Multy and ended up in a heap on top of him. He had 3 weeks in bed with a damaged disc, and David... I think David has another woman. Nothing especially earth-shattering, I know. It just shatters me.
You said think.
He has another woman. I hide behind the sink.
Did he tell you?
Oh, no. I found a letter from her in one of his pockets. I was looking for a pair of earrings I hadn't seen for some time, and I never can go a whole evening with earrings in. And there it was. Neat, plain, unflorried, good bold hand. Dearest, come soon. Edinburgh is cold and empty without you. My love with this letter, Sarah. Nothing especially earth-shattering.
David, have you spoken with him?
No. Not for years. No, I haven't.
Will you?
I don't know.
Well, I think you should.
What will I say to him, do you think?
Do you love him?
Yes. No. I don't know.
What do you want? You'll first of all have to decide what you want.
I don't know what I want. I want that letter erasing. I want the world to go back to the way it was on the day before I found it and never go forward again.
So, you do love him?
Do I? It hurts, Adam. Oh, God, it does hurt here. I can't stand the humiliation. I'm so put down.
Elizabeth, I'm going into Edinburgh tomorrow. Some church commission work at George Street. I'll see David, have a talk with him. How about that, eh?
No. No, he mustn't know about this. I'll speak to him at the weekend. That would be better. Excuse me. Elizabeth Crichton? Oh, hello. No, that would be fine. Sunday, too. No, I'm fine, really. I'm very sure it's important. You do what you have to do, David. Adam just walked in. He wants a word with you.
David? Hello. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. David, I'm coming through to Edinburgh tomorrow. I wondered if we might meet and have a drink somewhere. No, nothing special. Why? Do you need a reason to have a drink with your minister? Excellent. That's the one by the Liberal Club, isn't it? Good. Yes. But, 5:30. Meet you there. Splendid. Hold on, I'll hand you back to Elizabeth.
Hello? Yes, that's fine. I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye. He can't come home this weekend. An important contract has cropped up. He has to be there to see that they land it. That'll be nice for Sarah. I've lost him, haven't I, Adam? I've lost him, haven't I, Adam?
I refer you, gentlemen, to item 2, housing policy in the cities. Now, you all have a paper before you, which I imagine you already have read. It sets out in no uncertain terms the views of the National Federation of Tenants Associations. And I'm glad to say that Mr. Laidlaw, the Secretary of the Tenants Association's Joint Committee, is able to be with us today to speak on his paper.
Oh, apologies, Mr. Chairman. Hand of the Lord, I'm afraid.
Come in.
Second puncture this week. It's only Tuesday.
Well, will you take a seat
good
over
game you had
there,
Saturday,
Adam?
wasn't it?
Adam,
Lovely.
will you sit over there? We're leaving that for Mr. Laidlaw.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we've taken the minutes. You're here for the meat. Now, I take it you read the Tenants Association submission.
Oh, yes. Yes, I have.
Well, there's a copy there on the pad in front of you in case you hadn't. Right, and I think we can hear what Mr. Laidlaw has to say. Will you ask him to come in now,
Yes,
please? I know it's hardly necessary to make the point, but I feel I should remind you that we've been asked by the General Assembly to report on that part of the environment that's affected by housing development. What I want you to remember is that it's the quality of the argument that's crucial, not the appearance of its source.
Is it Mr. Laidlaw's two heads or his cloven hooves you wish us to discount, Mr. Chairman?
I see I've made my point. Good.
Dr. Rennie, this is Mr. Laidlaw.
Come in, Mr. Laidlaw. It's very good of you to come.
Very good of you to see me.
Take a seat, will you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, my colleagues have all had a chance to study your submission before the meeting. Now, if there's anything further you'd like to add, I'm sure the committee has some questions it would like to put to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rennie. Firstly, I speak to you in a representative, not an individual capacity. It's perhaps something I share with your good selves. There are over 100 tenants associations in this country. They represent over 1 million people. Their self-appointed task is to improve the living conditions of ordinary people, people who can't afford expensive mortgages, private housing and the like. Our case, contained in that paper, is that they have been so short, all along the line. We list complaint after complaint of shoddy building, of architects' neglect, of builders' greed and graft, of bureaucratic ineptitude, callousness and lack of care. It's a disgrace and a scandal that people should be forced to live in new, purpose-built dwellings that are, on closer inspection, little better than the slum tenements from which they've been ejected. What we ask of this committee is a condemnation of current policy and practice, and a set of positive recommendations to improve the quality of urban life by improving the housing amenities available to ordinary people. I'll be glad to answer any questions you care to put.
Thank you, Mr. Laidlaw. Well, gentlemen, questions?
Yes, I'm sure we're all very sympathetic to your point of view, Mr. Laidlaw, but I feel it would help us all if you could tell us a wee bit about yourself. Your background, your politics, perhaps.
I'm not sure that my politics are really very, very relevant, but I'm a socialist, if that's any use.
So we can take it that you would automatically oppose policies stemming from any other parties, say the Progressives?
Not automatically, no, of course not.
I see.
Do you? Look, bad and callous housing policies are not the prerogative of this party or that. They're the result of decades of neglect and uncaring, of poverty of imagination. They're the result of seeing ordinary people as dwarfs with dwarf needs and dwarf aspirations. When you build a living room for 4 people at 14 feet by 11, you're saying these people are not worth better and they do not expect it.
I was interested in the cases you cite of simple bad planning, corrupt and inefficient building methods. The houses at Strathmore Newtown, for example, built near the river without proper damp-proof courses. This is a verifiable case?
Yes.
And what happened as a result?
Water runs down the walls, mould flourishes in the kitchen and bathroom. And while the legal battle for responsibility goes on, people suffer.
Well, Mr. Laidlaw, that seems to be it. Now, I think I can promise you that your report will be very thoroughly discussed. And I can assure you that it'll form part of our own submission to the General Assembly. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to say...
There is indeed. Committees are cumbersome machines and sympathy an intangible commodity. This is a petition signed by over 700 people. Let me read what it says. We, the undersigned, demand that no further building contracts be awarded to PTA Limited for work on municipal housing projects in central Scotland. PTA Limited, gentlemen, were the building contractors who forgot the damp coursing in Strathmordy and the fireproofing in the corridors. They're at present tendering for another major housing project in central Scotland with an excellent chance of winning it. Now, if you really care what happens to council tenants in this country, you will sign this petition.
I'm not sure that, as a committee, we are empowered to put our names to a document of that kind.
I see. Very well. Thanks anyway. Good day, gentlemen.
I think, gentlemen, this would be a very good moment to recess. We'll be back here at 3:15, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. See you in a minute, Al.
Aye.
Mr. Laidlaw. Mr. Laidlaw. I just wanted to say how impressive and moving I found your paper. And I want to wish you every success with it.
That's very nice of you, Mr.
Smith. Adam Smith.
Mr. Smith. But to be honest, I prefer signatures to songs of praise.
I dare say, Mr. Laidlaw, but...
Jamie, I'm not a mister.
Aye, right. Jimmy. When I have seen and verified these things for myself, you'll have my signature.
That'll do me, Mr. Smith.
Bring it in, Adam. The actual piece of the North. There's people not unlike me who built it. I like to tear the whole place down and start again.
Not all of it?
Well, part of it. Part of it. I call it Crichtonborough. My monument. Elizabeth kept me there. There's nothing of me in Lamerton. A house, 2 cars, a handful of acquaintances. You, Mary before. This is my proper place, Adam. This is where I should live.
Helen is still looking after me. Annie is back at college, stirring up trouble.
Oh, I like Annie. I like her toughness. I like her enterprise.
David.
Uh-huh.
I had a long talk with Elizabeth yesterday morning.
Yeah.
Calvi has been to see her.
Oh, she didn't tell me when I called her. What is it?
Don't you know?
No. Should I?
Well, she found a letter in your pocket.
Yeah.
From someone called Sarah.
Really? And?
Well, she can't manage this on her own. She needs your help.
Where's it to be, Adam? Grassmarket or the castle?
Oh, David, you must take this seriously.
Christ, do you think I don't, man? What am I supposed to do, for God's sake? We've been married for 14 years. It's impossible not to take it seriously.
I'm sorry. I just wanted you to realize that Elizabeth needs you, that's all.
Adam, will you do something for me?
Of course. What?
Will you come home with me to the flat?
Sure. When? Now?
Yes. Yes, now.
Is that you?
That
You. Hello, Squirrel. Meet Mr. Smith. Adam to his friends. Adam, meet Sarah.
How do you do, Mr. Smith?
How do you do? Nice to meet you.
Will you be staying to dinner?
No,
Well, of course you'll be staying to dinner. Maybe a man of the spirit, but his belly gets just as empty as yours of mine.
Well, I'll just go and see to it then. It's all but ready.
That's a good girl. Don't be long now. You'll all walk the length and breadth of both towns tonight. Now, come on, Adam. Sit down. You look tired.
Oh, David, I can't. I didn't know that guy was...
Okay, Adam,
compromise
please.
me.
No, come on. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. If I'd asked you earlier, you wouldn't have come. But
David,
I wanted you to see for yourself what we're really like, that's all. You mustn't feel compromised. You acted in good faith. You know it, and I know it. Now, come on. Come on, sit down. Please. Thank you. Have a drink.
No, thanks.
To be honest, though, I think you owe it to me.
What?
Oh, yes, I do. You've listened at some length to Elizabeth's side of the story, but you've barely bothered to wonder whether I might have a case to put in my defense. I call that pretty unchristian, as a matter of fact.
Well, you can call it what you like, David, but I don't like being used, and you have used me. Now, I came here for one purpose, and one purpose only, to get you to realize that Elizabeth needs your help. Now, I'll stay now I'm here, because to leave would give that young woman gratuitous offense. But you'll oblige me by not accusing me of partiality and bias. I care very deeply for you both, and I want to see you together again, and happy.
Well, you're asking the impossible. We can't be together. I'm happy.
Well, that was a fine meal. Thanks.
Not at all. It was a pleasure.
No, thank you. What do you do for work, Sarah?
Private secretary at David's firm.
You enjoy that?
Sometimes. Sometimes I fancy I'd sooner be in the factory with my friends.
You from hereabouts, then?
Leith originally. My family moved a year or so ago into the new flat.
Big family? Brothers, sisters?
Just one brother, that's enough, I can tell you.
Would you believe it? The Courvoisier now shares a shelf with the Jay's Fluid and the Domestos. For a long time, I've been thinking Mrs. Begbie was taking the odd tipple. Now, I think she cleans the lavatory with it. Adam! Are you sure?
Oh, quite sure. I must be going. I have a heavy day ahead of me tomorrow.
Sarah?
No, someone's got to see PTA through the difficult days that lie ahead.
Don't you worry your head about PTA. PTA's got nothing to worry about. As soon as we land this particular tender.
I thought you said you worked for David.
Yes.
But you said just now...
PTA Limited. But we took a controlling interest beginning of last year. I thought you knew about this. Didn't Mary tell you?
No. No, she didn't.
I'll get your coat and bag.
Hey, Adam, while she's away, let me say how grateful I am you agreed to stay. I wanted you to see for yourself what I was into. Now, I'm good for Sarah, Sarah's good for me. Now, I'll not leave Elizabeth, but you'll have to see there's nothing cheap or nasty or capricious or trivial about this. I hope you'll tell Elizabeth that.
No, you'll tell her that yourself, David. I'm not your errand boy.
Okay, I'll get it.
All right, won't make a difference. I just thought you'd see her before I did.
Jamie, what are you doing here?
I want you to come home.
What is a squirrel?
David, it's Jamie. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right, Ted. Good evening. How are you?
Fine.
Adam, look, I'll run you back to your... Oh, this is Mr. Smith, a friend of mine. This is a Jamie Laidlaw, Sarah's brother.
Oh, we met already, did we? Hello again, Jimmy.
Good evening, Mr. Smith. I suppose I should have guessed.
Guessed what, Jimmy?
Oh, you and him, the church and the contractor, hand in glove. It figures.
No, Jimmy. David is my neighbor. And I want to learn tonight about his connection with PTA.
Will somebody explain to me what this is all about?
Well, PTA are the subject of a petition that Jimmy is organizing.
Oh.
He's asked me to sign it.
God, not another petition. Why don't you forget about it, man? Petitions don't prove anything.
Maybe we'll see. Sarah, you coming?
No. Well, not now. Maybe later.
Look, your mother's not well. You haven't seen her for over a month. She's worried about you since you left the flat with the girls. Come and see her. At least come and see her instead of tattling shit, laddie.
David, it's all right. Look, Jamie, I will. I will. I'll come later. I promise you, I will.
So you do then. I don't think the church can afford to face both ways on this one, Mr. Smith.